Have you ever wondered if your thoughts could change your life? Well, they can, and not just in a small way. Neville Goddard, a famous teacher from the past, showed us how our imagination can completely transform our world. It's not about wishing on stars or crossing your fingers. It's about using the power inside your own head to make your dreams come true. Sounds too good to be true? Stick around, and you'll see how this amazing idea works. Now here's the thing. If you don't learn to use your imagination the right way, you might never see your big dreams become real. Think about it. How many times have you wanted something so badly, but it just didn't happen? Maybe you wished for a better job, more money, or a happier life. But wishing isn't enough. If you keep thinking the same old thoughts, you'll keep getting the same old results. That's why learning Goddard's way of using your imagination is so important. It's like having a secret key to unlock the life you've always wanted. Let's dive into how Goddard's ideas work. He believed that your imagination is the most powerful tool you have. It's not just for daydreaming or making up stories. Your imagination can actually create your reality. That might sound strange at first, but think about it. Everything around you, buildings, phones, even the clothes you're wearing, started as an idea in someone's mind. Goddard took this idea even further. He said that by using your imagination in a specific way, you could bring anything you want into your life. Here's how it works. When you imagine something clearly and feel it as real, your mind starts to believe it's true. And when your mind believes something, it finds ways to make it happen in real life. It's like planting a seed in your mind. If you water it with your thoughts and feelings, it grows into reality. Let's look at an example. Say you want a new job. Instead of just hoping for it, Goddard would tell you to imagine yourself already in that job. Picture yourself sitting at your new desk, feeling happy and successful. Imagine the details, what you're wearing, what your office looks like, how it feels to do work you love. The more real you make it in your mind, the more your brain starts to believe it's possible. And here's the cool part. When you truly believe something is possible, you start to act differently. You might notice job openings you didn't see before. You might feel more confident in interviews. You might even come up with new ideas that make you perfect for the job. It's like your imagination is guiding you towards your goal. But remember, this isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about using your mind's natural ability to shape your experiences. Goddard taught that your imagination is a real force, just like gravity or electricity. You can't see it, but it's always working. The trick is learning how to use it on purpose, instead of letting it run on autopilot. This idea might seem simple, but it's incredibly powerful. People who've used Goddard's techniques have reported amazing changes in their lives. They've found dream jobs, improved their relationships, even healed from illnesses. The key is to practice using your imagination with purpose and belief. Now you might be thinking, if it's this easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, that's where faith comes in, and that's what we're going to talk about next. When it comes to making your dreams come true, faith is like the secret sauce. It's what turns your imagination from just a fun daydream into a powerful force for change. Goddard taught that believing in what you imagine is just as important as the imagining itself. In fact, he said that faith is the real power behind manifestation. But what exactly is faith in this context? It's not about religion or believing in something you can't see. It's about trusting in the power of your own mind. It's the deep feeling that what you're imagining is not just possible, but actually happening right now. Think of it like this. When you order something online, you have faith that it will arrive. You don't sit around worrying if the package will come. You just know it will. That's the kind of faith Goddard talked about. When you imagine your desire, you need to have that same certainty that it's on its way to you. This faith does something amazing. It turns your imagined scenes into real experiences. How? Well, when you truly believe in something, your actions start to line up with that belief. If you believe you're going to get that new job, you might start dressing a little sharper. You might walk with more confidence. You might even start learning new skills that would be useful in that job. But it goes even deeper than that. Goddard taught that your faith actually sends a signal to the universe. It's like placing an order with the cosmos. When you combine vivid imagination with unwavering faith, you're telling the universe, "This is what I want, and I know it's coming to me." Now, this might sound a bit out there, but think about it. Haven't you ever had a strong feeling about something, and then it happened? Maybe you just knew you were going to meet someone special, and then you did. Or you had a gut feeling about a job opportunity, and it turned out to be perfect. That's the power of faith at work. But here's the tricky part. Keeping that faith isn't always easy. Doubts can creep in. You might look at your current situation and think, how could this ever change? That's where practice comes in. Goddard taught techniques to strengthen your faith, like repeating affirmations or spending time each day in your imagined reality. One powerful method is to act as if your desire has already come true. If you want to be healthier, start acting like a healthy person now. Make choices a healthy person would make. If you want to be wealthy, start thinking and acting the way you imagine a wealthy person would. This isn't about pretending or being fake. It's about aligning your current self with your future self. When you do this, you build a bridge between your present reality and the reality you're creating in your mind. Remember, faith isn't about ignoring reality. It's about knowing that reality can change. It's about understanding that your inner world shapes your outer world. When you have true faith in your imagination, you're not just wishing for change. You're actively participating in creating it. As you practice this faith, you might start to notice small changes. Maybe you'll feel more confident. Maybe opportunities will start to appear. These are signs that your faith is working. They're like little nods from the universe saying, "Keep going, you're on the right track." But what if you're having trouble believing? What if your current situation seems too far from your dreams? That's okay. Goddard understood that faith can take time to build. He suggested starting small. Imagine something simple and believable. As you see results, your faith will grow. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. One important thing to remember is that faith isn't about forcing yourself to believe something. It's about opening yourself up to possibilities. It's about letting go of limiting beliefs and embracing the idea that anything is possible. Goddard often told his students to live in the end. This means feeling the joy and satisfaction of already having what you want. When you can do this, even for a few minutes a day, you're strengthening your faith and sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you feed it images and feelings of your desired reality, it starts to accept that reality as true. And when your subconscious believes something, it works tirelessly to make it happen. This is why faith is so crucial. It's not just positive thinking. It's a deep, unshakable knowing that what you desire is already yours. It's feeling the excitement, joy, and gratitude of having your wish fulfilled, even before you see any evidence in the physical world. As you practice this faith, you might find that your whole outlook on life changes. You might start to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles. You might feel more peaceful and confident, knowing that you have the power to shape your reality. But remember, Faith isn't about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's an active force. It inspires action. When you truly believe in something, you naturally take steps towards it. Your faith gives you the courage to try new things, to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone. This is where the real magic happens. As you combine vivid imagination with unwavering faith and inspired action, you create a powerful force for change in your life. You're no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You're actively co-creating your reality with the universe. Now you might be wondering, how exactly do I use my imagination effectively? That's a great question, and it's what we're going to explore next. Goddard had specific techniques for harnessing the power of your imagination, and we're about to dive into those. Get ready to learn how to turn your mind into a powerful tool for manifestation. Now that we understand the importance of faith, let's dive into how to use your imagination effectively. Neville Goddard taught some powerful techniques that anyone can use. One of his favorite methods was imagining just before you fall asleep. Why? Because when you're drowsy, your mind is more open to new ideas. It's like your brain's guard is down, making it easier for your imagination to take root. Here's how it works. As you're lying in bed, create a scene in your mind that shows your desire already fulfilled. Let's say you want a new car. Picture yourself sitting in that car. Feel the smooth steering wheel under your hands. Hear the purr of the engine. Smell that new car smell. The more senses you involve, the more real it becomes to your mind. But it's not just about picturing things. Goddard said the key is to make these scenes feel real. It's like you're stepping into a movie of your own life. You're not watching it happen, you're living it. This is where many people get stuck. They can picture what they want, but it feels distant, like a far-off dream. The trick is to bring it close, to make it feel like it's happening right now. One way to do this is to add details. If you're imagining your dream job, don't just see yourself at a desk. What kind of desk is it? What's on it? Are there pictures of your family, a cup of coffee? The more specific you are, the more real it feels. And when it feels real to you, it becomes easier for your mind to accept it as true. Another tip is to imagine from a first-person perspective. Don't see yourself from the outside like you're watching a movie. See it through your own eyes, as if it's happening right now. This helps your brain understand that this is your reality, not just a nice idea. Goddard also taught that repetition is important. You wouldn't expect to get fit by going to the gym once, right? It's the same with your imagination. The more you practice these scenes, the stronger they become in your mind. Over time, they start to feel more natural, more real, and that's when the magic starts to happen. But what if you have trouble visualizing? Don't worry, not everyone sees clear pictures in their mind, and that's okay. The important part is the feeling. Even if you can't see it clearly, focus on how it would feel to have your desire fulfilled. Would you feel excited, peaceful, grateful? Those emotions are just as powerful as any mental image. Remember, this isn't about forcing yourself to believe something. It's about opening your mind to new possibilities. It's about giving your imagination room to grow and flourish. As you practice these techniques, you might be surprised at how naturally your thoughts start to shift. You might find yourself feeling more positive, more hopeful, and that's when you know you're on the right track. Now let's talk about something Goddard considered crucial: the power of feeling. He often said, "The feeling is the secret." But what did he mean by that? Well, it's not just about thinking about what you want, it's about feeling it deep down in your bones. Imagine you've won $1 million. Don't just think about the number. Feel the excitement bubbling up inside you. Feel the relief of knowing all your bills are paid. Feel the joy of being able to help your family. Feel the freedom of choosing how to spend your time. These feelings are like fuel for your manifestation. They give life to your imagination. But why are feelings so important? Goddard taught that your emotions are the language of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't understand words very well, but it understands feelings perfectly. When you feel as if your desire is real, your subconscious accepts it as true. And once your subconscious believes something, it works tirelessly to make it happen in your life. So how do you generate these powerful feelings? Start by really immersing yourself in your imagined scene. Don't just think about it. Live it in your mind. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, smell the smells. The more real you make it, the stronger the feelings will be. Another trick is to recall times when you felt similar emotions. If you're imagining financial abundance, remember a time when you felt really secure and happy about money. Even if it was just getting your allowance as a kid, tap into that feeling. Your mind doesn't know the difference between a memory and an imagined scene, so use that to your advantage. But what if you're having trouble feeling it? What if your current situation seems so far from your desire that it feels impossible? That's okay. Start small. Find something in your imagined scene that you can genuinely feel good about. Maybe it's the color of your new car or the view from your new office. Focus on that until the good feeling grows. Remember, the goal isn't to force feelings. That never works. Instead, gently guide your mind towards positive emotions. Be patient with yourself. Like any skill, this gets easier with practice. One powerful technique is to combine your imagined scene with gratitude. Feel thankful for your desire as if you already have it. This not only generates positive emotions, but also puts you in harmony with what you want. It's like tuning your radio to the right frequency to receive your desire. Maintaining these feelings is just as important as generating them. Throughout your day, take moments to recall your imagined scene. Feel those positive emotions again. This keeps your desire alive in your subconscious and helps align your actions with your goals. As you practice feeling your desires as real, you might notice changes in your mood and outlook. You might find yourself feeling more optimistic, more confident. That's a sign that your practice is working. Your outer world always reflects your inner world, so these positive changes are the first steps towards manifesting your desires. Now let's face it, doubts will come up. It's natural. You might be imagining yourself in your dream job one minute, and the next, you're worrying about your bills. This is where many people give up. But Goddard had some powerful strategies for overcoming these doubts and negative thoughts. First, understand that doubts are just thoughts. They're not reality. Just because you think something might not happen doesn't mean it won't. Recognize these doubts for what they are, old habits of thinking. They're like a worn-out record playing in your mind. But here's the good news. You can change the record. When doubts come up, don't fight them. Fighting only gives them more power. Instead, gently redirect your attention back to your desired end result. Remember that scene you've been imagining? Go back to it. Feel it again. The more you do this, the less power your doubts will have. Another powerful technique is to use affirmations. These are positive statements that reinforce your desired reality. For example, if you're manifesting better health, you might say, "I am vibrant and full of energy." Say it with feeling, as if it's already true. Over time, these affirmations can help rewire your thinking. But what if the doubts feel really strong? What if your current situation seems to contradict everything you're trying to manifest? This is where persistence comes in. Goddard taught that your imagination is more real than your current circumstances. Your job is to stay faithful to your imagined reality even when your senses tell you otherwise. One way to do this is to look for small signs that your manifestation is working. Maybe you're trying to manifest a new relationship and you notice people being friendlier to you, or you're working on financial abundance and you find $1 on the street. These might seem small, but they're signs that your new reality is coming into focus. Celebrate these signs. They're proof that your imagination is powerful. Remember, every master was once a beginner. If you find yourself struggling with doubts, be gentle with yourself. This is a new way of thinking for most people. It takes time and practice. The key is to keep going, even when it feels difficult. One helpful strategy is to surround yourself with positive influences. Read books that reinforce these ideas. Listen to uplifting podcasts. Spend time with people who believe in the power of positive thinking. The more you immerse yourself in these ideas, the easier they become to believe. Also, try keeping a manifestation journal. Write down your successes, no matter how small. Write about how you feel when you imagine your desire fulfilled. This not only helps reinforce your new way of thinking, but also gives you something to look back on when doubts creep in. Finally, remember that doubts often come from a place of fear. Fear of disappointment, fear of change, fear of the unknown. Recognize these fears for what they are, just thoughts. They don't have to control you. Instead, choose to focus on the excitement of your desired outcome. Let that excitement be stronger than your fear. As you practice these techniques, you'll find that doubts have less and less power over you. You'll start to trust in your imagination more. You'll feel more confident in your ability to shape your reality. And that's when real transformation begins to happen. One of Goddard's most powerful teachings is the concept of living in the end. But what does that really mean? It's about living your life as if your desire has already come true. It's not pretending or lying to yourself. It's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desired reality. Here's how it works. Let's say you want to become a successful writer. Instead of thinking, I hope I'll be a successful writer someday, you start thinking, I am a successful writer. You begin to make choices and take actions that a successful writer would take. Maybe you set up a dedicated writing space in your home. Perhaps you start introducing yourself as a writer at social gatherings. You might even start dressing the way you imagine a successful writer would dress. This might feel strange at first, like you're playing a role. But remember, you're not trying to fool anyone. You're giving your subconscious mind a new pattern to follow. You're showing the universe what you want to become. Living in the end isn't just about actions, though. It's also about your inner world. How would you feel if your desire was already fulfilled? Would you feel confident, peaceful, grateful? Start cultivating those feelings now. When you face challenges, ask yourself, how would the successful version of me handle this? One powerful way to live in the end is to change your self-talk. Instead of saying, I want to be healthy, say, I am healthy. Instead of, I hope to find love, say, I am in a loving relationship. Your words shape your reality, so choose them wisely. But what about when your current reality doesn't match your desired end? This is where faith comes in. Remember, your imagination is more real than your current circumstances. Your job is to stay true to your imagined reality, even when your senses tell you otherwise. Living in the end also means letting go of the how. You don't need to figure out every step to your goal. Your job is to hold the end result in mind and let the universe take care of the details. This can be challenging, especially if you're used to planning everything. But letting go of the how opens you up to possibilities you might never have imagined. As you practice living in the end, you might notice some interesting changes. Opportunities might start appearing that align with your desire. You might find yourself making decisions more easily. People might start treating you differently, in line with your new self-image. These are all signs that your new reality is taking shape. Remember, living in the end is not about ignoring your current reality. It's about choosing which reality you give your attention and energy to. It's about trusting in the power of your imagination to shape your world. Now let's talk about something that trips up many people on their manifestation journey: the waiting game. Goddard taught that while imagination creates reality, it doesn't always happen overnight. This is where patience and persistence come in. First, let's understand why some desires take time to appear in reality. Remember, we're dealing with the physical world, which operates under certain laws. Just like a seed needs time to grow into a tree, your imagined reality needs time to materialize. This doesn't mean it's not working, it just means it's in progress. Patience in manifestation isn't about sitting around and waiting. It's about maintaining your faith and continuing your practices even when you don't see immediate results. It's about trusting the process and knowing that your desire is on its way to you. But how do you stay patient when you really want something? One way is to enjoy the journey. Find joy in the process of becoming the person who has your desire. If you're manifesting a fit and healthy body, enjoy the process of learning about nutrition and trying new workouts. If you're manifesting a new career, enjoy learning new skills and meeting new people in that field. Persistence is equally important. This means continuing your imagination sessions, even when it feels like nothing is happening. It means choosing to believe in your desired end, even when doubts creep in. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't water it once and expect it to grow. You water it consistently, trusting that growth is happening even if you can't see it yet. One helpful technique is to look for signs that your manifestation is in progress. Maybe you're trying to manifest a new job and you suddenly hear about a company that's hiring in your field. Or you're manifesting improved health and you notice you have more energy than usual. These might seem small, but they're signs that your new reality is coming into focus. Remember, manifestation is not always linear. You might have days where you feel on top of the world, fully aligned with your desire. And you might have days where everything seems to be going wrong. This is normal. The key is to keep going, to keep believing, even on the tough days. It can also help to remember that timing is everything. Sometimes what seems like a delay is actually perfect timing. Maybe you're manifesting a new relationship, but it's taking longer than you expected. Trust that the universe might be preparing both you and your future partner for the perfect moment to meet. Another important aspect of patience and persistence is letting go of attachment to the outcome. This might sound contradictory, but it's not. You want to desire your goal, but not be desperate for it. Desperation comes from a place of lack and can actually push your desire away. Instead, cultivate a feeling of calm, knowing that your desire is on its way to you. As you practice patience and persistence, you might find that your entire outlook on life changes. You might become more relaxed, more trusting in the flow of life. You might find joy in the present moment, even as you're creating your future. This shift in perspective is a powerful manifestation in itself. As we wrap up our exploration of Neville Goddard's teachings, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey we've been on. We've discovered that our imagination is not just for daydreaming, but a powerful tool for shaping our reality. We've learned that faith is the bridge between our desires and their manifestation. We've explored techniques for using our imagination effectively and understood the crucial role of feelings in this process. We've also tackled the challenges of doubt and learned strategies for overcoming negative thoughts. We've discovered the power of living in the end and understood the importance of patience and persistence in our manifestation journey. But remember, this is just the beginning. The real magic happens when you start applying these principles in your own life. Start small if you need to. Maybe imagine a perfect parking spot or an unexpected compliment. As you see results, your faith will grow and you can move on to bigger desires. Don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Remember, you're learning a new way of thinking and being. It takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself and persistent in your efforts. Every time you choose your imagination over your current circumstances, you're building a new reality. As you continue on this path, you might find that your entire perspective on life changes. You might start to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles. You might feel more peaceful, more confident, knowing that you have the power to shape your reality. Remember, you are the creator of your life. Your imagination is the paintbrush, and your world is the canvas. What masterpiece will you create? Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Neville Goddard's powerful teachings. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to start using your imagination to create the life of your dreams. Remember, the power is within you. It always has been. Now go out there and make some magic happen.